Do you enjoy that interaction with the crowd, that kind
Heck
of stuff?
yeah. No, I really do think that's what it's all about, right? I think you want to make sure that your home court is special to you as a team. This is the first time that we actually got up and down like that. And so I'm not worried about it. I think for us, it's more on the defensive end. I feel like the more you talk, the better your rotations are. And then when you're talking, you don't have no choice but to listen to your voice sometimes. And so I think that we kind of went on that little run there because of our defense. But you want to make it hard as heck for other people to come in here to Gamebridge, and they don't want to play here, right? And I think with that...
Caitlin Clark is turning the Indiana Fever into a WNBA powerhouse, but what really changed behind the scenes? The locker room adjustment was like nothing we've ever experienced. Teases Sophie Cunningham. What happened to shake the team from mediocrity to playoff contenders? Let's talk about the shocking moment everything shifted. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now back to the video. Before Caitlin Clark arrived, the Indiana Fever weren't just struggling, they were almost a punchline. For years, they were stuck at the bottom of the standings, with a record so dismal it felt like defeat was almost guaranteed. But worse than losing on the court was the vibe off it.
Man, it's just, we're a new team, right? You have a lot of newcomers, you have a new front office, a new coaching staff, you have a new system, and so it's going to take a little bit of time. As an energy player, you got to get your fans involved. That's our sixth man right there, and they're loud, they're feisty, they're sassy, and it's like when you get them involved, then it's game over, right? You're in the other team's head, and so...
There was a stretch when you had a number of key plays and scored a lot, and the crowd really started noticing you more and responding to you, but you also reacted back to them.
Yeah, I think, at the end of the day, we're all competitors and we're here to win, right? And so I think this is a fresh start for a lot of people. It's a new era for a lot of people.
The locker room? It wasn't just tense. It was borderline toxic. Players said it felt like walking on eggshells, with constant side eyes and whispered frustration. The source? A certain player who brought a me-first mentality that rubbed teammates the wrong way. Talent alone wasn't enough to make up for a lack of trust or respect. Imagine trying to build a winning culture while second-guessing every comment, every pass, and every decision. That was life for the Fever. And even though fans and analysts tore into them for their record, it was the internal struggles that hurt the most. Locker rooms are supposed to be sacred spaces, but this one felt like a battleground. Look at any successful sports dynasty, and you'll notice that chemistry isn't optional. It's everything. Think about how the Golden State Warriors became unstoppable because they understood how to play as a team. The Fever? They were the opposite of that. Then came Clark, the rookie phenom, the competitive spark. From day one, she brought the energy of someone who wanted to win it all. But it wasn't a magical instant fix. Sure, fans were excited, and yes, ticket sales jumped, but the underlying dysfunction wasn't going to disappear just because a talented rookie joined the team. This wasn't going to be a one-person savior situation. The real turning point? The departure of Dana Bonner. When she left, it felt less like a roster move and more like an exorcism, as one player reportedly joked. The whole team seemed to breathe a collective sigh of relief. Suddenly, practices felt lighter. Conversations became more open. That shift set the stage for Sophie Cunningham, who wasn't just ready to lead, she was ready to unite. But how do you rebuild trust in a space that's been fractured for so long? That's where things get really interesting. Imagine stepping into a team where everyone's side-eyeing the rookie phenom. That's exactly what Sophie Cunningham walked into with Caitlin Clark. Sure, Clark brought the hype, but hype doesn't win over teammates who aren't sold on your playing style.
To get with it a little bit and, kind of random thrown to the ground. Maybe I need to hit the weight room. That was not a good look. But
A lot of new faces, yourself included, obviously, come in this year and kind of raise the expectations for this team. Do you feel kind of those expectations coming into the season, and how do you guys manage those?
She had my back, and I think that's what it's all about, right? I think that we have a huge target on our backs, and I don't think that's a secret. And so making sure that our locker room's like this, and that will naturally flow onto the court, and I think you guys saw that today. Yeah, dude, you're right. And so it's constantly communicating, and it's not being defensive. Everyone's just trying to help, and I think you have a really good group of people. You have a great group of coaches.
From the start, Sophie knew her job wasn't just to score points or defend the hoop. It was to bridge that gap, connecting the old guard with the new energy Clark brought. And it wasn't easy. Some players weren't ready for what Clark was bringing to the court. Her flashy, high-energy style felt like a gamble to some teammates. There were doubts swirling. Sure, she could score, but could she make the team better? That's where Sophie stepped up. In one practice, after Clark pulled off a ridiculous no-look pass, Sophie was the first to cheer. "That's what I'm talking about," she shouted, making sure every teammate understood why that move mattered. Whether it was a slick assist in practice or a game-night hero play, Sophie hyped Clark with a passion that was contagious. What makes Cunningham so effective is that she doesn't just talk the talk, she backs it with action. She became the team's hype woman, constantly signaling that Clark's bold decisions weren't a distraction. They were part of the team's growth.
I mean,
I'm kidding.
It's competitive nature, but what did it mean to have DeWanna step up for you in that moment like that?
Man,
You had like Caitlin take over a huddle, Austin took over late. So many of you guys would pull each other aside. Why do you feel like you guys are so in tune with one another already?
it's what it's about, right? I think when you really do have really, really good people and you guys all have a common goal that you're trying to get to, for me, especially when you have a couple runs put together, defensive stops, it takes someone just to get the fans involved, and then the other team feels that. Because I've been on the other end of it, and it sucks.
But beyond bolstering Clark's confidence, Sophie worked behind the scenes too. She mediated between teammates still unsure about Clark and those ready to embrace the new direction. Little by little, that effort started paying off. One moment really stood out, a sequence against a tough opponent. Clark blocked a near-certain score under the rim and launched a pass down the court, threading it perfectly for Sophie to finish. The commentator shouted, "That's a touchdown!" because, honestly, it felt like one. Plays like that silenced all the questions. It wasn't just about Clark's skill, but about her potential to elevate the team as a whole. Sophie saw it first and pushed everyone else to see it too. Her belief didn't just fuel Clark's swagger, it reshaped the Fever into believers themselves. So what does this really mean for the team's WNBA future? Let's get into that. The Fever's transformation isn't just about wins on the scoreboard, it's a shift in identity. They've gone from a team built around Caitlin Clark to a team thriving with her. This seismic adjustment turned them from a curiosity into a real contender, forcing the rest of the WNBA to take notice. Their success isn't just a feel-good story. It's a blueprint for what happens when talent and teamwork finally click. And here's the thing. This two-game streak, it's just the warning shot. If the Fever can flip their narrative, what's stopping anyone else in the league from rewriting their own legacy?